Good morning, traders. It's 10:47 here in London. My name is Mark Owen, head of Trade and Train. Just going to give you a bit of a roundup for what we've got coming this week, and it is going to be one hell of a week, so expect some serious volatility. Saying that, you never know, it could be a completely dull and boring week. However, I very much doubt it. So today, at 6 p.m, we've got Draghi speaking. Tomorrow, Tuesday the 18th, starting at 2:30 a.m, we've got the monetary policy meeting minutes from Australia, followed by Draghi for the second consecutive day speaking at 9 a.m, and Mark Carney, the Bank of England governor, at 3 p.m. Bring on Wednesday, we've got Draghi hitting it for the third day in succession at 3 p.m, followed by the major news this week at 7 p.m, the FOMC economic projections statement and federal funds rate, followed by the press conference at 7:30. Expect huge volatility around this press conference. Then moving into Thursday, we've got the Governor Lowe from the RBA speaking. Tentatively, i.e. no fixed time, we've got the Bank of Japan with their monetary policy statement and press conference. This usually occurs anywhere in between sort of 1 a.m. and 5 a.m. 9:30, we've got retail sales coming out of GBP. And then midday, we have the bank rate votes with the monetary policy and the official bank rate coming out, expected to stay at 0.75. And then usually the fireworks when Mark Carney speaks. Friday, we're going to finish that off with some core retail sales from Canada. So as you can see, huge news this week. So please trade with care. Now, what does that look like when we bring it over into the market? So let's start with the dollar index. Let's jump out to the daily time frame, and we're just going to squeeze a little bit of data in this. How I'm kind of looking at the dollar index right now. So we've got a rising wedge formation, i.e. higher lows and higher highs, but the momentum to the upside is waning slightly. This is where we saw the dollar bulls come back into the market, but as you've seen, we had that impulse movement right into previous cycle low where we had the triple top. So this is where I potentially expect to see the dollar stall and head back down towards support. However, if the dollar bulls remain, we will see the market break. So trade with care and attention, i.e. stick to your rules. If you are a breakout trader, then you'll be looking to get long, but again, don't get caught in any whipsaws. If you're expecting to see some dollar weakness, then wait for key price reversal action and then look to trade it short back down into support. So what does that look like when we come to look at some of the other markets? Well, as you can see, we've already highlighted a key support or demand area for the euro dollar. This is where we would potentially expect to see the market gain some momentum and then start to move north. And if we look at how this market has found support down here at 1.1129, and then we broke and created new highs, and then we also broke out the descending trend line, and now we've come back into structure support, i.e. demand. So this is where we'll be looking to see if buyers come back in, and we can then look to break out and create new highs. Sterling, well, this is really interesting right now. We opened last night with a gap down. We've closed the gap right now. But if we look at this on a daily basis, you can see here we've got some daily divergence, i.e. lower low on price, higher low on stochastics. Now, if we then drop down to a smaller time frames, what we're essentially looking for is to see if this market is finding support and is slowing down. Well, let me just zoom this in for you right now. So we have daily double bottom, which we can see now here on the 4 hourly. We also see buyers came in, the market pushed back down again today, and we'd be looking for a break of 126 before we could then potentially push up to 126.77 and then maybe go on to test these highs at 127.50. If we are looking to get long from here, it is rather aggressive, but I'd be looking for a break of 126. So we'll show you what this looks like on the hourly time frame. You can see now on the hourly we've got a nice double bottom formation, but we want to see that confirmed, and that'll be confirmed with a break and close above 126. You can then look to trade a retest from here and get long, trade the range into 126.70. taking first profits. If you think we're going to see some further extensions in this market, whether it's with the Tory news, whether Boris Johnson's going to create a spark in sterling prices, or whether we're going to see a sell-off in the US dollar ahead of the Fed announcement, who knows. But this is going to be a potential nice trading opportunity from here into 26.70 and then up towards 27.50. But I'd definitely be looking at taking money off the table through here and set extended targets here until we get a confirmed break and above. If we now go over to the Australian dollar, we'll push back out again to the weekly chart. Now what you'll see is this market has tested extremes right down through here. Here's the lowest close. This was the flash crash. Previous support was broken and retested. I'll just put that back in. You see support through here was broken, retested, sold off, and it's come back down into the lows here. A lot of this was based off some poor Australian data towards the back end of last week. Even though it was slightly mixed, I do think they were slightly aggressive in the sell-off in the Aussie dollar, but that was more to the fact that the US dollar bulls were really out in force. To be a buyer of this market now, I'd be looking for a change in sentiment. So the aggressive traders might want to get in with a very tight stop down here at 68.70, maybe stops under 68.50, 68.40, trading it back up to the range, and then I'd be out of this market waiting to see if you can get that break above and retest. Kiwi doing something very, very similar, right down in weekly demand areas. So if we just zoom this out right now, you can see here we've got some nice weekly support where the market's come back into nice impulse move back down into support, and it's usually where you see the markets do turn. If we look here at the previous sell-off into support, you can see it was a huge impulse candle into support before we then got that momentum drive back up and creating a nice correction. So expect to see something similar here. I probably want to see it test 68.83, and then I'll be sitting on the sidelines waiting for it to either break and go above or reject this area, and we'll trade it back down. Let's move over to gold right now. So gold, as you can see, came into some really nice structure areas around that 1350, 1346. We're probably going to see a sell-off. If you look at this, the way this market moved, we had bullish move, falling wedge, breakout to the upside. Expect to see this market potentially collapse down towards the 1300s, and then I'll be looking to see this market break through 1350 and run on towards the 1400s, providing we get some of that risk off sentiment. So a lot will be dependent on what the Fed says, but technically I'll be looking for the market to come back down, test the 1300s in and around that area, and then trade it back long towards 1350. And then at 1350 it'll be looking for that guidance. Are we going to get a break and retest above, or are we going to reject 1350 and head back down towards the 1200s? So that's it really from today. If you have enjoyed the information and the analysis put out to you, please make sure you hit like, share and subscribe. By subscribing, it is completely free, and what it will do, it'll send any future videos directly to your inbox, so you no need to keep coming back to the channel to look for any of the latest updates. And as I said, please, if you do know any other traders, we would really appreciate if you share our information with them. We also have a free Telegram channel that pumps out live daily analysis and the odd trade tip for you. Make sure you look in the comment section below. I'll put a link there, and you can join our free Telegram channel at any point. Okay guys, have a great trading week, and we'll keep you posted with any further updates.